Hey guys, welcome back to another Netflix and Chill in 10 minutes. Are you ready to chill with me again today? And I know you are. Because this time I brought a film that's chaotic, touching, and honestly, way funnier than you expect. Good news. Good news sounds positive, right? But trust me, the characters in this movie are not having a good day. So today I want to dive deeper into this movie with you guys. I've got some questions lined up, so let's get right into the first one. Did you know before watching the film that it was inspired by the Yodoho hijacking incident? If not, how did learning that afterwards change your understanding of the story?
Honestly, I had no idea before watching it. But once I learned that, the whole film felt a little different. It wasn't just a comedy anymore. It felt like the movie was playfully twisting a real moment of chaos from that era. Some scenes that seemed purely funny at first suddenly had a bit more weight to them.
I did not know at all. There are lots of hijacking movies, so I thought it was just another kind of fiction hijacking movie. But because it sounded so unreal that the plane went to North Korea and even made the airport and military seem like it. But after knowing it's based on a true story, I couldn't help but think about how absurd the situation must have been. Also, I can only imagine how frustrated the Air Force officer must have felt because it was a classified operation and he had to do it no matter what.
You're right. The story was so unrealistic that I never imagined it could be based on something real. I kept thinking about what I would done if I were in the situation. After learning that the movie was inspired by the Yodoho hijacking incident, some scenes felt completely different to me, and I found myself empathizing with the characters much more. I still can't believe this film is based on a true event.
For me, I watched this movie with my daddy, and when I only heard the title Good News, I first thought it would be a very positive and happy film. But my dad told me that it was based on a true story and explained what really happened. After learning that, I felt that the real story was even more dramatic than the movie itself, and I understood why it had to be made into film. Good News uses humor to explore very serious topics. Do you think comedy helps deliver the message more effectively, or does it distract from the issue?
For me, the comedy definitely helped. If the movie had gone full serious, it might have been too heavy. But the humor makes the idea easier to take in. You're laughing, but you still feel the tension underneath, and that contrast actually makes the message land harder.
Okay, I think comedy actually helps deliver the message more effectively. Humor makes heavy topic feels more approachable, so the audience can agree without feeling overwhelmed. At the same time, the contrast between funny moments and serious themes makes the message stand out even more. So for me, the comedy enhances the impact rather than distracting from the issue.
I believe humor can sometimes take away from the gravity of the topic. When the audience is the when the audience is focused on amusement, they might not fully recognize how serious the situation truly is. Because the story is inspired by a real life tragedy. Using comedy may soften the emotional weight and lessen the authenticity of the message. Therefore, a more serious tone could have conveyed the issue in a more powerful way.
Good News used humor but also had some serious moments. So I think the good balance between both could make audiences think deeply about the problem. What I remember the most is this one line at the end of the movie: "Moon is just a moon." You can only see the front of the moon, you can't see the back of it, which means people trust only what they see with their eyes, and sometimes the truth could be hidden in the back. One character in this movie said this line with building up with a little humor, and so I thought if the humor leaves a stronger impression than the main point, the audience may end up remembering the joke instead of the message, which can have the opposite effect. But in this case, I don't think so.
Oh, that line. I think it made me reflect on a lot of things too.
Okay, so let me move on to the third question. If you had to describe the film's message in one sentence, what would it be?
It would be a comedy that isn't just here to make you laugh.
I will say Moon is just a moon.
Cool. For me, falling to prepare is preparing to fail.
I can say light outside and have it inside. Okay, so before we wrap up today's episode, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the show grow. I'll see you next time for another 10 minutes of Netflix and Chill. Bye for now.